Okay, in this video, I'm gonna go over 3 major aesthetic muscle groups. I'm gonna take you guys through the specific exercises I use to target each muscle group, as well as some other training tips which I use to maximize muscle growth in each muscle. So let me get straight into it. First up is the neck. Your neck is so important for aesthetics and arguably the most neglected muscle. I used to have a pathetic little neck, which made me look even more goofy because of my big ass head. I had no muscle on my neck. It completely changed how I look at my physique. And so I started training neck frequently. And since then, it has grown by around 2 inches. So the good news is that your neck will grow relatively quickly compared to other muscle groups. But the bad news is, it's a pain in the arse to train. And you're gonna look goofy as shit training it. Regardless, you have to train neck for a more aesthetic, a more proportioned, and a more balanced physique. Bringing up my neck has improved the aesthetics of my physique, but I've also noticed a significant improvement in my posture, which is really important for your overall health. Training your neck is important for strength purposes as well. If you're an athlete, boxer, football player, or if you're ever in a scrap, a strong neck is very important for head stability, performance in your sports, avoiding injury and concussion. But also from a bodybuilding perspective, an underdeveloped skinny neck takes away from your physique. Only 1% of the time are you topless or in a tank top maybe at the gym. So along with your arms, your neck is almost always visible in any clothes you wear. So it is important to train neck, and it will make you look bigger when you're wearing a shirt, for example. And let me take you through the exact exercises I used to grow my neck. So I try getting at least 1 neck session per week. Whenever I can squeeze it in, really. I don't have a specific day on which I do it. I would say, and this is what I did at the start of my neck training, train your neck if you can twice a week, as it does respond better to this higher frequency. 1 to 2 times a week is fine and you're still going to see results, but just make sure you're training hard. So when it comes to your training, make sure you're warming up your neck, okay? You do not want to get injured, as your neck is a vulnerable part of your body. And if you don't, you will feel it, mate. Trust me. When I first started training neck and I wasn't warming up properly, I could not tilt or twist my head for days after. So do some head rotations, do some bodyweight neck curls, neck extensions, get your neck warm, stretch it out a bit. Okay, now you're ready to jump into your first movement. This is basically all I used to grow my neck. Plate loaded neck curls and plate loaded neck extensions. So if you're at the gym, if you're at home and you happen to have some plates lying around, grab a plate and place it on the top of your forehead. If you're at the gym, lie down on a bench like so. And the main tips I'd give when it comes to your neck training is the same tips I'd give for training any other muscle group. And that is, take your neck through a full range of motion, get a stretch at the bottom of the motion, and contract your neck at the top of the motion to establish that mind-muscle connection. For your neck curls, focus on curling the weight with your neck. Okay, this is not a crunch. Don't use your abs. You should only focus on curling that weight up with your neck. And what helps with isolating your neck and improving your mind-muscle connection on your neck curls is using a moderate lighter weight to perform your neck curls with. So I would advise you choose a light weight which you fail in around the 10 to 20 rep range, 2 to 3 sets, and do the same for your rear neck extensions as well. So light to moderate weights, 15 to 20 reps, get a stretching at the bottom, squeeze your reps at the top. You can also do lateral neck curls. However, the lateral part of your neck is involved when you're doing your neck curls, so you don't really need to isolate the side of your neck. But if you want that extra girth, then go for it. Grab a dumbbell and perform lateral neck curls. You can also buy a neck harness like this one. You can find one for really cheap on Amazon for like 20 quid. I found that when I use a neck harness, it helps me better isolate my neck, especially when I'm doing neck extensions. But the problem with this is you can't perform neck curls, so you're gonna have to do weighted neck curls in the gym or at home if you have any. So if you want to, if you can afford it, buy a neck harness. That way you can easily train at home, squeeze in those 2 to 3 sets of neck extensions, and you won't get caught lacking in the gym. Either way, that's legit all I did to build a thicker neck. Next are your upper traps. Now, I've already gone through a bit of upper trap training in my previous videos, but I thought I'd go through some different exercises, some different variations today, which target your traps and your upper traps. Developed upper traps are very important for aesthetics, and like the neck, makes you look bigger in regular clothing. You should isolate your traps. Yes, rack pulls and deadlifts target your traps and will grow your traps, but like with any muscle, if you really want to maximize muscle growth, you have to perform isolation movements. You have to isolate that muscle. So I try getting a shrugging movement 1 to 2 times per week, whether that's using a barbell or dumbbells. Choose the one which you feel isolates the contraction the best. So here I do 2 to 3 sets till failure, failing within the 10 to 15 rep range, slow and controlled, holding the stretch and the contraction for 2 seconds. Another movement I've started to incorporate in my training to target my traps is the upright row. I have seen progress in my trap development ever since I've started doing these. You can do these with a barbell. You can do these with an easy bar cable attachment. So some tips here: arms should be just wider than shoulder width apart, and focus on raising the weight with your traps, not pulling the weight up with your arms, and retracting your scapula and squeezing your traps together. Again, do 2 to 3 sets here, 10 to 15 reps. Another way I brought up my traps is by doing face pulls. Although I don't advocate doing face pulls to target your rear delt, I think they're fantastic for targeting your traps. Focus on retracting your scapula and squeezing your shoulder blades together at the top of the motion. Again, 2 to 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. Isolating your traps and your neck 1 to 2 times a week, I've found, maximizes your chance of muscle growth. Of course, make sure to progressively overload over time. Increase the weight you use, increase the amount of reps you do over time. And with your neck, be sensible, okay? Definitely don't lift heavy. You do not want to get a neck injury. And finally, just before I go, your delts, okay? Your delts are very important for aesthetics. You can't hide having broad shoulders. They're always going to be visible in everyday clothing. Spam lateral raises, spam rear delt flies. If you want more information on how I train my shoulders, make sure to check out my most recent video on shoulder training here. So to wrap up, if we're going to be honest, bro, these muscle groups are going to make you look more attractive. If you have a thick neck, if you have bulging traps, if you have wide shoulders, then obviously you're gonna look like you lift even if you have a shirt on. So for those of you who care about looking big in clothes, these are the muscle groups that you wanna specifically pay attention to when training. So thank you for watching. If you wanna see more videos of me talking about certain exercises I do to target certain muscle groups, then please let me know in the comments. Please drop a like, subscribe. Gonna be coming out with a video very soon, but until then, peace.